That feels about right. Is that too loud? Is that all right? That's all right. That sounds okay. Right, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our Big Cat Talk and Feed here at Woodside. Now we are going to be, hopefully, doing a feed with both the lynx and the tiger. The tiger at the moment is quite flat out in the corner. I can just see her little ears sticking up over the grass. But we will be starting with the lynx because it is very warm down here and these are a cold weather species. I want to get them fed and back in the shade as soon as possible. And then we will move on to the tiger, and either she'll join us or she won't, but I can tell you a little bit about her regardless. So over here we have got our two Siberian lynx, Isabel and Linus. Now Linus is here with me. Isabel is hopefully going to be joining Alex in a moment. She is being very sensible at the minute and just hanging out in the shade. She'll take her time. Linus, excuse me. Linus, come back please, thank you. Now, we are going to keep cutting out, I think. We will keep things a little bit short and sweet on the lynx side of things today, because as I say, they are Siberian lynx. They are native to Siberia in the Altai Mountains of Russia. So they are built for temperatures of about minus 15 degrees Celsius, not positive 25 like it is right now. So I do want them to have their food and get back into the shade pretty sharpish, particularly Linus here. He is, quite frankly, the greediest animal I've ever met in my life. He absolutely loves his food. He will do anything for it, including sitting in the baking sun when he is too warm. So, Isabel is she taking the scenic route round here? Yeah, of course. So Isabel is going the long way around to Alex, and she will probably hang around in that shade behind that bush and just pop out and grab a few pieces of food in a moment. Now, these two are brother and sister. From the same litter, so they are kind of like twins. It's not quite how it works with these animals. They're litter mates, they're siblings, but as far as you guys are concerned, they're twins. They've got the same birthday. So they really could not be more different from each other. However, Isabel, well, you can kind of see what's going on right now in terms of personality. We're going to keep cutting out. I might just give up. That's not a huge number of you. We'll keep going for now. If it cuts out, I will turn the microphone off and I'll just yell at you. So Isabel is quite shy. She's quite sort of particular, quite delicate. She's a bit of a princess, if I'm being honest with you. You can see she's taking her time. She's doing it very much on her terms, coming over to see Alex. Linus here is a little bit more bold, brave, brash. He's very forward, very makes his presence known. If you guys closest to me, you might hear him having a bit of a whinge at me because I'm not feeding him quick enough for his liking. So they are quite different in terms of their personality. In terms of their appearance, Isabel is smaller, she's more slight, she's a bit more petite, she's a bit paler, she's got much more prominent markings, and she's also got that boxy beard appearance under her chin. Thank you for finally joining us, Isabel. There we go. So they do look quite different when you can see them side by side like this. You'll hopefully see those visual differences. Linus here is bigger, he's broader, that is completely normal. Normal for the male of a cat species. Cats, males are bigger than females. His spots are very pale. They don't really stand out very much at all. Doesn't have very prominent markings. He's all over quite a dark sort of golden colour as well, a bit orangey. And he does not have much in the way of a beard. And that is because, or we believe it's because he is, with him being brother and sister, a castrated male. And that reduces their testosterone by quite a lot. And it's the same with lions. If you castrate a male lion, they won't grow a mane. So we think a very similar thing has happened with Linus's beard. But out of our two lynx, it is the female that has got the good beard. So a bit embarrassing for you, that really, isn't it, Linus? Bless you. Now, as I've kind of touched on a little bit, he is a very, very greedy boy, and that is why we have to go through all of these lengths to feed our lynx. So the reason it takes two keepers is to make sure that Isabel over there gets her chance to have her fair share, basically. So you might have noticed it took us quite a bit of encouraging to get her to come over and join us in the first place, whereas Linus was here ready and waiting probably a good half an hour before me and Alex got here. So he is a very food-motivated individual. Now, he's not just motivated for his own food, he's motivated for literally any food going. So what happens if we don't do it like this? If we feed them, for example, one large piece of food and let them kind of eat it how they fancy eating it, what happens is Linus will finish his fair share and then move over and start eating Isabel's. She's a very, very slow eater, painfully slow eater, and because she's not particularly food motivated, she's quite happy just to leave Linus to eat her food. So what happens is Linus gets a little bit on the chunky side and Isabel gets even slighter than she is naturally. So how we have to feed them now is a set amount each with 2 keepers, 1 per cat. We have to let Isabel get a real head start. So Isabel is getting most of her food before I even start feeding Linus his. Don't think that I'm starving him, please. I will get to feeding him. He just has all of his food in a much shorter period of time because he eats so quickly. And yeah, it means that we can really make sure that they are both getting what they need. Her to make sure that she's not losing weight, and for him to make sure that he is not gaining weight. Now, with them being native to the Altai Mountains of Russia, so cold area of the world, they've got the cold weather adaptation you pretty much expect to see with cold weather mammals, which is that thick fur coat, which is double layered, which keeps an insulated layer of air between their skin and their fur. They've got long legs that act like stilts to keep their organs, their important bits, up and out of the snow. And they've also got big feet as well, that act like snowshoes to further increase that surface area and again protect that organ area, the abdomen, even more so from the snow. So that is across the board with cold weather mammals. So if you come to our wolf talk later on, you'll probably hear me say quite a similar thing about them. But a couple of features that are more unique to the lynx are the ear tufts and the tail. So the ear tufts are quite obvious what I'm talking about, those black bits on the top of their ears. Now that is a very fine sensory hair, a little bit like a whisker, that helps them feel vibrations of movement underneath the snow. So it helps with their predation technique. Things like rabbits and rodents are going to be moving around underneath the ground. And those hairs help to pinpoint where that sound is coming from. And then they'll do a very fun little behaviour, more commonly associated with the Arctic fox. Well, they'll do a little bum wiggle and then dive headfirst into that snow to grab whatever tasty treat it is that they heard moving around under there. Now that is not completely unique to the lynx. There is one other species of cat that have those ear tufts, and that is the caracal, which is an African sand cat.